and a block, a mat, a blanket, and it's Monday and it's in the morning, so we will start by moving. So do whatever you want. I feel like just shake it and maybe a few hops, a little wiggle. I'm gonna let my arms just fall, and honestly, do whatever you want. You don't have to do this, but I'm hopping and my feet are coming off the floor, and I'm letting my arms and my shoulders just completely move wherever they move. So I'm letting it all go. And you can walk around, you don't have to stay on your mat. A little wiggle. I'm gonna bring my arms up now, give them a little shake. And I'm jumping, my feet are coming off. And I'm gonna jump, like start jumping as high as I can. And I'm just staying on my tippy toes for now, but bending in my knees and hopping. I'm gonna open my legs wide and close them again. Well, I'm gonna slow it down now. So I'm coming off the mat right now, but now I'm going to just stop for a moment, take a breath. And I'm just gonna stay on my toes and do a little bounces now, or even your whole foot. Keep your whole foot on the floor. And do a little shake and a bounce. Big breaths. I like letting the breath out through my mouth just to get started. You can slow down a little bit. Take a hand to the chest, take one to the belly. Get your nice stance, weight of your pelvis back into your heels. Tuck the chin. Most of your weight back, and lift the toes, spread them. I'm just gonna slow down the breath. And at the same time, and I mean, you can even stand by a wall for this. Is quite relaxing as well. So I'm just, the wall is making me, or helping me feel supported here. If you don't have a wall, that's okay. Just stand. Relax your face and your cheeks. And we're just slowing down the breath. And notice whatever you notice, either about your breath or how you feel standing, or just checking in with how you feel this morning. Notice if you tend to hold around the belly here, if you're just really sucking in the belly. Let that go. And even let your kneecaps soften a little bit. So when I say that, it's just so that your kneecaps are not really tight and held in. Just loosen the kneecaps a little bit and loosen the front of the legs. You can drop your arms down by your sides. Just see if you can relax the body a little bit, standing. I have my eyes closed. Just getting a sense of how I feel right from the top of my head, just checking in with the jaw and the space between my eyes, my shoulders, and the belly. I want my belly to relax. So invite your belly to relax. Move down the back of your spine, and your glutes, your legs. Noticing how you feel. Has your breath become a little rigid? Are you able to really let the breath move in and out with ease? Maybe you can still feel your heart beating in your chest. And it's really just bringing your attention to you, to how you feel physically, emotionally. I'm just going to begin with some neck movements. So I'm going to still stand with my back against the wall, but you do not need to. And I'm just going to drop the chin towards the chest now. Still going to soften the front of my legs by loosening around the kneecaps. And I'm just going to let my head drop. Now my back and my shoulders are still touching the wall, or if you're standing, you're still standing straight. You're not rounding your spine, you're just letting your neck drop. Oh, and take some more breaths here. See what happens. See if the neck comes down a little more. Just really try to let the neck feel heavy. And let around the shoulders and in the traps feel heavy too. Around the jaw, let the jaw loose. Really just feeling nice and at ease. There's no clenching or holding anywhere. And now we'll just come from side to side. So I'm just bringing the chin up towards one shoulder and the other, nice and gentle. There's no straining or pushing past a boundary. You're not really trying to get the deepest stretch possible. We're just really getting some nice, easy, calm movements, staying within our own boundaries. Move with the breath. So coming up with an inhale and down with an exhale. Now let's come around into circles. And again, really respecting the boundary. You're not trying to push or force anything here. I'm going to go around in one way and then I'm going to go around the other. Really loosening the belly, loosening the arms. I'm going to go around in the other direction again. I'm moving very slow. On your last exhale, come to neutral and just simply look over the left shoulder and then look over the right. And come forward, and we're going to just massage around the jaw. So we'll take our palm and start around the temples of the forehead. We're just going to move down the jawline here and jut the jaw out. And then bring your hands under. Massage under the chin. So you can use your fingertips too, rather than the palm or heel of your hand. Whatever feels good. I'm even going to massage behind my ear and give my neck a little massage. Moving down towards or into the traps here, just alongside of your neck here. Moving into the shoulders. Nice, calm and peaceful face. Calm breath. Right now we're simply going to roll the shoulders up towards our ears using the shoulder blades. And this is not a clenching, it's just a nice mobility, nice gentle rolls. Bring the shoulders up, shoulder blades squeeze together nice and gentle and down, and then the other way around. Bring the shoulder blades together first, and then move the shoulder blades up the back and around, and one more time. Add a little twist, so we're just going to twist from side to side. I like to hold my ribs here and just try to twist only from the ribs, keeping my pelvis where it is. And twist and hold your obliques, holding you here. Take a breath. And release. Come to center, take another breath. And the other way. Let the shoulders, don't clench the shoulders up. Nice. Easy breath, easy movement. You're holding, but you're not gripping to hold. You're just holding. Let the belly, you don't have to be gripping in the belly. Let it do its work without force. And we'll simply go around to the other side again. And remember, you don't have to bring your neck all the way around. Just keep your head center, or you can move your head, but just don't be trying to twist with your neck. And release, take a breath. And twist the other way. Come forward, we're gonna bring the arms up. We can come up on the tippy toes if you want, and really just check in with your ankles that they don't come out to the side. Really trying to level out, probably a bit more weight in under the big toe, the metatarsal of the big toe. So you can reach, and I'm just gonna move from side to side here. So just a little small side bend here, up on my tippy toes. And come down and swipe the arms and let them just come in front of you. I'm swinging one in front of the other, and then the other. So just moving in opposite directions. I'm gonna just let my arms swing up from front and down. Pushing the hands now out in front of me with palms facing, fingers coming back towards my face. Try to keep the shoulders down. So you keep the shoulders down, bring the arms up. They may not come to shoulder height, does not matter. Bring the arms back, release the belly, release the kneecaps. Weight in the back. I'm just gonna open my arms now to the sides with keeping the hands flexed. And you may notice all kinds of sensations doing this, and it's okay. And I'm gonna move the arms down, and I'm gonna really press them back. And forward and back. And I'm gonna move the palms down to face the front of the wall, and I move the arms down. And we'll come up again, move the arms up. And moving the arms back. And as I'm bringing the arms down, I'm really pushing back, not too much. We're just reaching back behind me and bringing the arms all the way down. Continue and bring the arms up, palms facing towards each other. We're just gonna come up as far as we can, remember, without the ribs. Coming up on the tippy toes again if you can. And we're gonna fall, come down and let the arms drop. And swing by your sides, take a breath. We're gonna pick up our strap now, or actually, no, we're not. I have one more thing to do before we go into the strap. We're gonna put our arms out now, so that the palms are facing down towards the floor. And we're going to bring the arms back. So even having a wall is nice here as well, if you do have a wall. So arms are outstretched, and you're bringing the back, keeping the elbows about the height of the shoulders if you can. But if that's causing everything to bunch up, just bring the arms down a little lower. So I'm bringing the arms back, and then I'm bringing the fingers up, or the thumbs up towards the ceiling, and then I'm gonna bring the thumbs back. So really nice with the wall, because you can really get that biofeedback. So arms out, take your breath. We tend to clench because it's a new movement. So bringing the arms back, bringing the thumbs up towards the ceiling, and then bringing the arms back towards the back wall. Come down again and out. We're going to do a few of these, really working in the shoulders here. So bringing the arms back, bringing the thumbs up towards the ceiling, and pushing back. Come down and out again. And take your breath. Don't be holding here. We'll do one more. It's a really nice exercise. Strengthen the shoulders, beautiful for working on your posture. If you're working at your desk. I'm going to do one more. I lied. Just going to hold this here for a second. Relax. Everywhere else, notice where you're feeling it. And come down and forward. And relax the arms. Have a little bit of movement, walk around, come back to your breath. And now we'll use the strap. And we're going to open it, not as wide as you can go, but wider than shoulder width. So just at a place where it's nice and comfortable. And we're going to move the strap now up. So you're really trying to bring the strap up without the ribs. So everything else nice and still here. And down. So if your arms don't come all the way, no problem. If they just come to here, that's fine. We don't want you to bring your ribs, or we don't want you to bring your shoulders up to your ears. So wherever you are is fine. Not trying to force, remember. Every time you force, you're just causing like resistance, you're causing, you can't become more mobile through force. And come down. And this time we're going to come up and we're going to just do little circles. So we're going one way, little small circles, like I'm making circles with my fists or my hands. Little circles, and go around the other way. So movement coming through the shoulders here. Going back the other way again. And the other. So just maybe make a little bit of a bigger circle. I just keep changing up, going one direction 3 times, and the other direction 3 times. And last one, come down. Give your arms a little rest, come back to your breath, loose kneecaps, weight more in our heels, toes wide, planted on the floor. Chin tucked so our neck is not, chin is not poking out. And now maybe opening a little wider. I'm going to bring it up again, and we're going to see if we can come all the way around. So you may have to open up a little wider to get there. And if you cannot get there, that's fine. Just work within the range that you have. So it could be here, it could be here. You'll just keep moving up and back. And if you want, you can try a little tiny bit closer and just see what happens. Move with your breath. Inhale up and exhale back. And maybe try a little closer. Just keep trying until your arms are not going to go behind you. And see what tends to happen. The elbow may want to come out to the side. The ribs may want to flare. Just noticing these things. Feels so good. I hope for you as well. And I'll try a little closer, but I think that that's probably enough for me. Yeah, I don't think no, still feels good to just go in the range I have here. So I'm just going to do it again. Keep the ribs down. And now bring the strap up over your head again. And we're just going to pull with one arm back, okay? So we're just kind of going in a diagonal. The other arm comes up on my ear. I'm just reaching back and then come up again and then reach diagonally across the other way and I cannot go as far this way. And come take that out, give it a little wiggle. And what do I have next? I have that we are coming down on our hands and knees next. So let's do that. Get your blanket if you need it for your knees. And hands nice and wide underneath the shoulders. And anytime you're on your hands and knees, you really want to think about your hands as though they're going to make an imprint like your mat with sand or snow, but you want that imprint to be the depth to be the same through the whole hand, okay? So then we want to do that, a little bit of external rotation in the shoulders or bringing the elbows forward, the elbow pits or whatever you call them. And my knees are underneath my hips and I don't want to be collapsing in my back like this. I want to keep ribs in nice neutral pelvis here. Just gonna wiggle my ankles here a little tiny bit. So I'm just doing a few rotations here. Strong in the shoulders. And we're just going to move into a couple rhomboid push-ups. So letting the shoulder blades come together and then pushing the shoulder blades apart. And you're going to move with the breath. So inhale, bring the shoulder blades together. So you're squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, push the shoulder blades apart. Move with your breath. Slower is better. And you're not bending your elbows, arms nice and straight. All the energy going into your strong arms. Do not be clenching your belly. Let the belly loose. Let the jaw loose. Getting lots of work here. Nice and slow. So there's a little pause at the bottom. Take a breath. And push to the top. So there's a difference, like on just all the movement is in your shoulder blades coming together and coming apart, but you're not pushing so your back is arching up. It's just start with the shoulder blades neutral, and then you're going to squeeze them together and just squeezing the part back into neutral. So sometimes I get caught into really pushing and arching and rounding my back, but I really want this work to be isolated around the shoulder blades coming together, squeeze the shoulder blades apart. So it's a much smaller movement than if you were to round your back. And sometimes I do round my back, not a bad thing, but just we want to just isolate the muscles here between the shoulder blades. Squeezing together and apart. Do a couple more. So getting some great work in the shoulders again. Okay, so if you want to just move a little bit, I invite you to just move to what is comfortable. I'm just kind of rocking back and forth. But as I do this, I still am keeping my ribs in, neutral torso. So my torso is nice and long, and I'm not rounding in the back. And by going just back and forth like this, you're really seeing that we're just getting some mobility in the shoulders, in the wrists. So we can come a little bit over if you want, and then come back. We're getting it in the knees, we're getting it in the hips and the ankles. And now we'll just go right back into those rhomboid push-ups again. So do a few more of those. Okay, so what I want you to do now is bring your knees together and you're gonna cross one knee over the other. So you're gonna just bring one leg in front, across the other, and then you're gonna open the legs wide, so take the feet apart. And you're just going to move back and you're gonna move back and the knee can come off the floor. And you don't want to be coming over to one side, okay? Just coming back in a straight line. And you can use a block too. It's nice if you want to put your arms on the block here, if you've had enough time on your hands and your wrists. And I'm just sending my hips back. The knee is coming off the floor, that's okay. Come forward again, and we're gonna just switch the legs. So I'm bringing my knees into the center first, and I'm crossing the left now over the right, opening the legs, the feet nice and wide. And you might have to adjust if something doesn't feel quite right. And then again, I'm just moving back. The knee is coming off the floor, spine, just moving back. You do a little rocking, whatever feels good here. Moving your bum back. Maybe even find a stretch in your lower back. And we will come up again, uncross the legs, and gonna come and still bring our knees together and bring our toes and heels together and come back to sit on our feet. If this is okay for you, if not, do whatever feels comfortable for you to just come back to your breath. So I like stretching my toes out to the sides. Ribs over the pelvis here. Coming back to the breath. Perhaps you want to wiggle a little bit on the feet side to side. And we're going to come into a low lunge now. I did say you only need one block, but if you do have two blocks with you, you may prefer to use two blocks. I'm going to just grab another block just to show you if you just want a little bit of extra support. So I'm bringing my knees to hip width distance apart, and I'm going to step one foot up. So I'm going to try to do it nice and slow, just working on my balance. And bring the foot up. And you can have these blocks, but you don't necessarily need the blocks. So I'm just going into this low lunge, but I really want to make sure that my ankle is underneath my knee here and my hips are not coming out to the side. So I like to plug in my leg, ensure that the hips are pointing forward. And you can use your blocks if you want. If you're not using blocks, that's fine. And maybe actually to begin with, we won't use the blocks because all we're going to do is stay straight and just shift our weight forward. So very small, moving like an inch or two. So knee on top of ankle, and I'm just moving forward. So just, I'm not collapsing down. I'm still up straight and I'm just moving forward. So really getting a nice stretch with very little movement. A nice stretch in the hip flexors here. And just breathing. You may get a little bit more space to move. I just don't want you dropping so that one hip bone is pointed to the floor and the other one is pointed straight. So we just want to keep the pelvis nice and neutral. Just moving forward again. Breathe. And then move back. And I'm going to switch legs here. So knees underneath the pelvis. Take a breath. Toes can be tucked or not. I'm going to put my weight over onto my right. And then slowly lift up my left leg, plant it down, plug the leg in, touch your hip bones here. Make sure they're nice and level. So you may, if you're finding that this is a lot of work, or if you feel like there's a lot of stretch already, you may not want to move very far here. So I'm just moving my weight forward. So usually in a lunge, we're told to just like we move forward and we drop into this other side, but I just want you to move completely forward, and you should be getting a really nice stretch in the front of the leg. And come back. I was going to use the blocks, but I'm not now. I've changed my mind. So knees again, hip distance apart. And this time we're going to step up again. So I'm going to step up, put the weight in my right, and step here again into this lunge. I'm going to tuck the back toe now, and I'm just going to see if I can raise up in this lunge. So again, just making sure the hips are pointed forward. So I like to say plug in the front leg, tuck the back toe. We're going to see if we can just raise up. And bring the arms up with you. This is like a warrior one. Take a breath. And now we're going to go right into that warrior two by coming and pivoting on that back leg so that the leg or the foot is pretty much parallel to the back of your mat. And I'm backwards, I know, so we'll turn around. So wherever your foot lines up with the other foot, like mine, I like heel to about arch of my foot, but some people like heel to heel. Just making sure that you feel nice and stable and your weight is not all going to the front, okay? So you want a lot of weight coming in the back. I'm still keeping my torso straight, so I'm not over like this. And I want to have that feeling, your knee may want to collapse inside. I really want to push that leg out. We can bring the arms up now and bring the palms up towards the ceiling. Take a breath here. And now we're going to take this back arm. We're going to bring it around. We're going to do this bow and arrow. So you're going to come around and there's probably a little twist, and then we're going to bring it back. Okay, so we're just coming around. There's like a little twist going on, not in. We should not feel anything in the pelvis here. So I'm just twisting in the thoracic spine here, and I'm pulling back. And you can make this as nice fluid movement. Move with your own breath. And now I'm going to let this back arm just drop and then bring the other up towards the sky. Inhale, exhale, come down. And now we're going to straighten this leg, and so that the feet now are nice and wide and the toes are out at kind of an angle. And we're just going to do this little hinge. So just hinging at the hips, keeping the torso nice and long. I'm just staying here for a moment. Staying with our breath. I'm just going to wiggle the hips side to side. So my legs are not moving. I'm just kind of, as if I had a tail, I'm just swinging from side to side. So it's like one hip bone comes down to the floor, and then the other hip bone comes down to the floor. If you want to rest and come all the way down, or just come into like a little squat here. So I'm bringing my hands down and I'm doing this little squat, and I'm going to push into my heels and push myself all the way back up again. And then I'll pivot my toes and heels together. Come to your mat. Take a breath. And now we're going to do the other side. So we're going to step into this lunge. So front leg forward and back leg. And am I doing this properly now? I can't remember which side I did, but hopefully you can. So knee over ankle here. So we can just, let's begin again. We'll step back. So let's put the weight into our right leg. When you lift, or your opposite one, and you're gonna lift the other, nice and slow. Take a breath here. Exhale, stepping it back so that we're in this nice high lunge. So again, my hips are both pointing forward. This one is not coming down. If so, I would just keep my stance a little smaller together. If you find that it's the back leg, so if your hip is really coming down towards the floor, then just keep the distance between your feet a lot shorter. And that means that you'll have to put a little bend in the back leg, okay? And we'll inhale and bring the arms up. And breathe here. I closed my eyes, so I lost balance, which is awesome. And then I'm gonna come back into my warrior two. So I'm just pivoting on that foot. You can make, do what you have to do to get in a nice, comfortable pose for you. Taking a breath, taking it all in, nice and slow. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be. So moving with your own body, palms up towards the ceiling. Taking a breath. Strong, stable legs. And weight evenly distributed. I feel very nice and calm here. I don't feel like one leg is getting more tired than the other. And now we're going to take that back arm and we're going to bring it around to the front and pull back like a bow and arrow. And move with your own breath. We'll do one more. Make sure your knee is not collapsing in. Push that knee out. Bring the arms up and bring them down. Unbend that knee, and then feet are wide, pointed out. Again, we're going to come into that nice hinge, so putting the hands on the hips, keeping the torso straight and just hinging over in the hips. Another wiggle from side to side. If you want to come into complete forward fold, where you just let yourself completely go here, you may have to open your legs a little wider. You can go ahead. I'm just going to stay here, do a little tilt or tick-tock with the hips. Feeling nice stretch in that hamstrings as well here, like and the bum is going back, right? The bum's going back. And exhale, bending in the knees now, like I'm in this big deep squat, and push myself up. And let's go down again. You may want to make your stance a little shorter, and we'll come down into the squat, push up through the heels. Take a breath. Notice what's going on in the belly. Notice if you were like, oh, I must have been tension there, or tensing there. Notice your jaw, and especially around the abdomen, okay? And we're gonna come down into another couple squats. So hold if you can, and then push up. Take a breath in, come down. I like to bring my arms out in front of me, do whatever feels good to you, and exhale, come up. One more. Hold. push up. Beautiful. So come in, come to standing, move whatever you need to do, but I want you to really come back to the breath. So we're going to come down onto the floor now. So you can have something underneath your head. I'm going to use this blanket. Coming onto our bumps, and we're going to just come all of the way back here. So just going to come down on my forearms and then on my elbows, tuck the chin. Come down and make all the adjustments that you need. So my shoulder blades are on the floor. I have a small arch in my lower back. And I'm going to raise the right leg now and do some internal and external rotation in the hip. So just moving the leg bone in the hip here. And the next one is externally rotate it. Drop the ankle down onto the thigh. This may be enough for you. If it's too much, if your back is starting to flatten on the floor, move the foot, bottom foot out, okay? And from here, you can come up on the toe. And you just want to come raise that leg as far as you can while causing a bunch of tension and discomfort, of course. But you only want to bring it up until the back starts to flatten on the floor. You don't want our backs flattening on the floor. So just enjoying this. And if you want here, because I know it takes a bit of strength to just keep yourself here, sometimes it's nice to just put that block underneath that bottom foot so that you can just more relax here. You can even bring the leg down and back. And some people here, and I don't because my back don't like it, but there is an option to let yourself roll and come all over to the side, and so that your foot comes down to the floor. Some people enjoy that, and not necessarily to the floor, but you can have another block there so that when you go into this twist that you can rest your top foot on the block. But it is really not good for me, so I'm not going to do it, but you have that option. Or you can raise that leg a little bit, and you can do a little side to side, especially down towards the left. So I have my right foot on top. So if I went a little bit to the left, that's really nice. And come back, and we're just going to switch now. Take a breath first. Raise the left leg and the internal and external rotation a couple times. And then without using your hands, we're just placing the ankle on the thigh here, and then opening the knee up, only to a place where it's comfortable. And again, you can raise that leg, don't let the back flatten. If your back is flattening, you've gone too far. A little movement if you want to come down towards the right. You can come all the way if you want. So it's the last bit of movement before we go into our Shavasana. So enjoy, start to relax the body, relax the face. I'm going to release that now. I'm going to let my legs come out long. I'm bringing the feet together. I'm just going to cross the right ankle over the left. Reach out through the heels. And I'm going to cross the other way. Reach out on the heels, but you're really just relaxing the back body. Starting to settle. Uncross the legs, get in your comfortable Shavasana position. Or you can take any movement that you like beforehand, of course. Just coming in tune with the sounds around you. For me here, it's raining, so I can hear the pitter patter of the rain on the roof. Just becoming mindful of my thoughts, where they're going. Is it a to-do list or what you're doing later or something that happened yesterday? Just be mindful of what's on your mind, if there's anything consuming your thoughts. Maybe putting things in a gentle perspective. Maybe make an intention today to slow down. Become aware of your thoughts rather than have them going all crazy and all over the place and you're trying to figure out what to do with them. Just approaching these thoughts with a more calm and simplistic mind. And then allowing these thoughts to just settle in the background. And you can tell those thoughts that you will come back to them, but right now, you just really want to calm the nervous system, calm the body and mind, so that you can start your day and come back to those thoughts with a more clear mind and body. So let the brain, the scalp, relax. Try to put it all in the background. Bring attention to what you see behind your eyes. So just this black, calm gentleness. And let that gentle calmness spread throughout the rest of your body. Top of the head, your cheeks, your throat, space between the teeth, maybe your mouth a little agape. Feeling the back of your head heavy. Letting go any tension around the neck. Really noticing the weight of your head. And letting it feel as heavy as you can. Almost feeling how much the head may weigh. And then moving that feeling down the rest of your body. Following the spine from your neck, down, reaching to the shoulders, the clavicle, shoulder blades, your arm bones, moving down your wrists, all the bones that make up your hands and fingers, all the muscles. Moving down the rest of your spine, feeling your back heavy, moving down into the pelvis. Almost feeling the front of your body weighing down into the back of your body. And allowing those big femur bones, your big leg bones to relax, all the musculature around to relax. Into the ankles and all the bones and muscles that make up the feet. Jaw relaxed. Almost like the time you would take to brush your teeth or to wash your hair, giving yourself this time to give your body what it needs. And a great start to your day. And if you feel like it, you can make an intention for your day. Maybe to face your day with a little bit more calm and peace. A little softer. A little softer with yourself as well. Please stay here for as long as what feels appropriate for you this morning. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day.